Shadow and Script US YouTube channel. I arrived at my company for work at 8 a.m., parked my car, and started running inside. The employees and security guards were completely shocked by what I was doing. I felt like they were probably asking themselves, what's wrong with this guy, running so fast to get to his desk when work doesn't start for another 15 minutes? You can't really blame them though. Nobody knew the story. I'm your brother Turkey, and I've been working at this large company as an active employee for 7 years. Everyone loves me, but guys, about a month ago, a new female employee joined us named Shatha. This girl completely turned my life upside down. What can I say about her, and what should I leave out? Beauty, manners, morals, and modesty that you wouldn't believe. Everyone in our company respects her and treats her like a true sister, a well-mannered girl who naturally commands respect. The real problem, my friends, is that I am a guy who has reached 31 years of age and never once thought about marriage. But the moment I laid eyes on this girl, my whole world got scrambled. I fell in love with her. Yes, I fell in love with her world, and she has been on my mind day and night. For the past 2 days, I've been planning to propose to her, but I have no idea how she's going to react. I'm sure you're all still wondering why I was running on my way to my desk. Well, I wanted to get there before her because I ordered a coffee and a red rose from the cafe employee and asked him to place it right on Shatha's desk, which is directly next to mine. As soon as I walked into the office, thank God the cafe guy didn't let me down. There was a cup of coffee, a beautiful red rose, and a card where I wrote some sweet words for her. About 15 minutes later, my love arrived. Yes, Shatha, the life of my soul, arrived. As soon as she sat down at her desk, she looked at me with an amazing laugh and said, Sure, these are definitely your moves and surprises, Torky. She started opening the card, her eyes shining with laughter, saying, Okay, you love me. And we didn't say otherwise, but like I told you, I don't care about relationships and nonsense. I am a serious, career-oriented person. I leaned in close to her and said, Come on, please listen to me. I'm ready to come over to your house tonight and officially propose to you. I noticed a strange sadness wash over her face as she replied, No, don't waste your energy, Turkey. It is impossible for you and me to get married. I am not lying when I told you I felt a chill and a fear you couldn't imagine. What's wrong with her? Why can't we get married? Don't tell me the girl is already engaged. Shadow and Script US YouTube channel. I started looking at Shatha and said, What's wrong with you, girl? Speak up. What happened? Don't tell me you're engaged. Please, talk to me. But I noticed her tears starting to fall as she said, No, I'm not engaged, Turkey, but my mother, God forgive her, she's the reason. I said, Your mother? What about your mother? What's wrong with her? Talk quickly. The girl started crying and said, Turkey, ever since my father passed away 10 years ago, my mother changed completely. She became very harsh, a selfish person living her life like a 16-year-old teenager. She dresses up, puts on heavy makeup, and is obsessed with traveling and money. Just imagine that a short while ago she opened social media accounts and started showing off her lifestyle and all the things she buys. I said, All right, girl, what does all of this have to do with us getting married? She wiped her tears and said, Unfortunately, Turkey, my mother's love for money has completely blinded her. Imagine, Turkey, she now refuses to let me get married except on her terms, according to her choice, and with her conditions. I handed her a tissue to wipe her tears and said, You scared me, God guide you. I thought it was some major disaster. Don't worry, sweet girl, I'm coming to your house tonight to propose to you officially from your mother. So what do you say? And I won't lie, I expected the girl to jump for joy, but instead she flashed a strange smile, a smile that felt like it carried fear. Yes, fear of something, though I didn't know exactly what. Even so, we agreed that I would visit them that very evening, meet her mother, and see what her conditions were, even though I was already telling myself right then and there that I agreed and consented to all their conditions. Oh people, my love for this girl makes me willing to do anything just to marry her. That evening I grabbed my phone and called Shatha. She answered saying, Hello, Turkey, hello. Hey, how are things going over there? Okay, just like I told you. Come right now. I talked to my mother and convinced her that you're my coworker and you want to propose. Sweet. Now listen, what did your mother say? Did she object? She said, Fine, let him come and I'll sit with him and we'll figure things out. All right, listen, when should I head over to your place? Try to pray Maghrib at the mosque next to our building, and right after that, come straight up to our apartment. Got it. Just send me the building location, and right after Maghrib, I'll be at your door. Now listen, Turkey, I'm sending you the location. Our apartment is number 5 on the 2nd floor, understand? Yes, yes, consider it done, my love. Consider it done. True to my word, I prayed Maghrib near their house, and right after the prayer, I headed straight up to their apartment. I pressed the doorbell, the door swung open, and I caught sight of a woman who looked to be in her 50s. But guys, she was wearing the strangest clothes. A black galabea with gray stripes, making her look like anemic Batman. She smiled and said, "Welcome, welcome, groom. Please come in." I stepped into the living room, completely bewildered. What kind of wild mother is this? Heavy makeup, trying to look young, dressed like a teenager. It looked like Shatha was right. Her mother lost her mind after her father died. It seemed like a wire in her brain had snapped. After 5 minutes, the mother returned carrying 2 cups of juice and began saying, "Please, please go ahead, Turkey. Tell me everything on your mind." I said, "Listen to me, Auntie. I am a serious man, and I intend to propose to your daughter, Shatha. I've come here today to find out what your requirements are, keeping in mind that I'm already okay with everything." The mother smiled a strange smile and said, "I don't have much. Just 2 conditions, and they're very simple. That is, if you truly value Shatha and really want her as a wife." I said, "I'm ready and agreeable. Just tell me what the conditions are." The mother laughed again and said, "Listen to me. The first condition is that you live right next door to us here, in the vacant apartment directly across from ours, because honestly, I cannot bear to be deprived of seeing my daughter Shatha every single day." I said, "Is that all? Consider it done, I agree. What about the other one?" She looked at me and said, "As for my second condition, I want Shatha's dowry to be 600,000. Shadow and Script US YouTube channel, you cannot imagine the shock that hit me. I walked out of their apartment feeling a boundless, agonizing sadness. May God not grant her success. There's no way the mother asked for 600,000 except to intentionally price me out of the proposal, because she knew I could never pull together such a massive amount. I got into my car, and right then, my phone rang. I checked the screen. Oh great, it's my buddy Nabil. Let me answer, maybe he can hook me up with a solution. I picked up, saying, "Hey Nabil, good thing you called, man, my life is crashing down." "What's wrong, Turkey?" "Man, I just went to propose to the girl I told you about, and I met her mother 15 minutes ago." "Awesome, hope you guys wrapped it up." "Wrapped it up, my foot. The woman turned out to be completely insane." "Oh, why? What happened?" "Imagine, Nabil, the mother says she wants a dowry of 600,000. 600,000? Yes, 600,000 in our local currency. She's asking for 600,000. Oof, 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 oof. This woman is out of her mind, man. For 600,000, I could marry 4 gorgeous Portuguese women, buy a house, and a Lexus car. Leave it to God, Nabil. My world is suffocating me, brother. I bet you, Turkey, that mother is venomous and only asked for that amount because she wants to ditch you. Well, tell me what to do then. Do what? Are you serious? Just drop the girl, man. Don't sweat it. Come on, I'll marry you off to my sister Fathaya. God take you, Nabil, you and your sister. As if I don't have enough lunatics in my life. God forgive you. Anyway, where are you heading? I honestly don't know. I'm just stressed and annoyed. All right, man. I'm heading home. I hung up and drove home. I walked into the living room, turned on the TV, and sat down to think, what on earth am I going to do? Where am I going to pull 600,000 for this greedy mother? The bank wouldn't even lend me 50,000 because I took out 2 loans recently. Right then I was startled when my dad walked into the living room and said, "Hey son, why are you sitting here? Put on the Al Ittihad match. It started 15 minutes ago." I told him, "Sorry dad, I'm going to my room. I feel like sleeping. I'm stressed out." But my dad grabbed me by the shoulder and said, "What's wrong with you, Turkey? I can see sadness all over your face." I said, No, nothing. I'm just tired and want to sleep." But my dad patted my shoulder and said, "Son, you know I don't treat you like a son. I treat you like a brother. Tell me what's wrong. Maybe I can help." So I actually ended up telling my dad everything that happened at Shatha's house. My dad started laughing and said, All right, tell me, why is her mother running the show like that? Where is the father?" I told him, and the father died years ago. That's why the mother is in control. At that moment, I noticed a weird chuckle on my dad's face as he said, "Nah, the father is dead." Okay, now I see the problem. Then my dad said, "Listen to me. How much money do you actually have on you, Turkey?" I told him, I have 100,000 that I intended to use for the dowry and another 50,000 I've tucked away on the side for wedding expenses. My dad looked around, leaned in close and said, listen to me, son. I want you to call the girl, set up a meeting with her mother for tomorrow, bring the 100,000, leave the rest to me, and consider that girl yours. I thought my dad was just joking around, but man, he looked completely dead serious. Between you and me, I felt a wave of relief, turned the TV back onto my favorite team's match, and started praying, oh God, please let the Alamid win, please. Shadow and Script US YouTube channel. The next day, my dad and I headed over to Shatha's house. We stepped into the guest parlor, and 5 minutes later, Shatha's mother walked in, this time wearing bright red, looking like a literal fire extinguisher. As soon as she sat down, my dad started saying, how are you doing, my daughter, Shatha? I quickly blurted out, no, dad, this isn't Shatha, this is her mother. At that moment, my crafty dad grinned and said, oh, really? This is the mother? Are you serious, Turkey? Goodness gracious, I honestly thought she was the bride. It's an absolute crime, people. A crime for a gorgeous rose like this to be all alone. A rose like this needs a dedicated gardener to care for it. Right then, I noticed Shatha's mother starting to swoon and melt at my dad's words, looking at him like she had just traveled back 30 years in time. My dad kept on sweet-talking her to the point where I actually thought about getting up and leaving them alone, but I was scared something bad would happen. Shatha's mother was completely charmed and floating on air because of my dad's talk. And imagine my shock when my dad suddenly said, listen to me, Shatha's mother. I came here with my son to propose to the young lady, but you know what? To hell with them. To hell with the youngsters. I am completely captivated by you. I want you for myself according to God's law, and believe me, my red rose, I will spoil you, take you traveling, and we'll tour the whole world together. What do you say? Good grief, my own dad betrayed me. But man, I was even more shocked when the woman actually said, I agree, Abu Turki, I'm in. Good grief, these old folks locked down their relationship faster than ordering a pizza. I leaned over to my dad and whispered, hey, Mohanad al-Shumisi, did you forget we came here so I could get engaged? He snapped back, shut up, you ungrateful brat, and let me close the deal. And believe it or not, guys, my dad made a deal with Shatha's mother. He would marry her, and I would marry her daughter Shatha, all in one double wedding. The ultimate plot twist was that my dad managed to convince this woman that her dowry would be 30,000 and her daughter's dowry would be 20,000. Damn it, Dad, you married off the mother and daughter for a total of 50,000. That's a 550,000 discount off what the mother originally demanded. Swear to God, not even perfume clearance stores offer 90% off year-round. We walked out of their place, having agreed that the wedding would happen in 2 weeks, right there in their apartment, which was great because it saved us a ton of cash and expenses. As we were driving back, I looked at my dad and said, what kind of criminal mastermind move was that, Dad? What kind of genius plan? He just smiled and said, what did you expect, son? We're Al-Ittihad fans. We learned tactics and master-level planning a long time ago. Then I asked, hold on, Dad. If I gave you 100,000 and you gave the mother 30,000 and the daughter 20,000, where is the other 50,000? My dad flashed a sly, yellow-toothed smile and said, didn't I tell you? The second 50,000 is coming into play right now. I said, come on, Dad, humor me. I don't get it. What do you mean? My dad sighed and said, that 50,000 is going to your mother as hush money so she doesn't flip out and scandalize us in the neighborhood when she finds out I got remarried. Oh man, didn't I tell you guys? Didn't I tell you my dad is a criminal genius? God bless his brain for thinking like that. Shadow and Script US YouTube channel. I jumped into my car and immediately called my friend Nabil. The second he answered, I yelled, Nabil, save me, brother. Save me. What's wrong with you, man? My mother-in-law has the evil eye. Her eye is cursed. What do you mean? I don't get it. The mother is a toxic, envious witch, man. I almost died because of her. Are you sure? Yes, I'm telling you, I just stood up to hand her some juice, and she said, what kind of curtain are you wearing as a shirt? And boom, I instantly turned into a dried up tree trunk and crashed to the floor. No way! And wait, after I walked out, I heard her telling my wife, look at your husband, nothing's wrong with him, he's running like a stallion. And instantly, I went flying down the stairs like a box. What is wrong with this woman? Good grief, so what do you do now? Nabil, please tell me. What's the solution? Listen, man, people always say that kind of woman has a malicious eye. Look, I need a favor. What is it? Since you're a teacher and sick of your job, can you talk to the minister? Can you help us figure out this third school semester messing with us? Nabil, seriously, stop joking around and help me out. Alright, listen, brother. Honestly, that woman only has one solution. What is it? You have to perform the funeral prayer over her. What? A funeral prayer? How do you pray a funeral prayer for someone who's still alive? No. You perform the funeral prayer over her while facing the Qibla. Are you sure, Nabil? Yes, trust me, brother. It's the only way. Fine, I'm down, but how do we convince her? Don't convince her and don't involve her because she'll never agree. Just team up with your wife, slip a strong sleeping pill into her coffee or juice, and once she's out cold, I'll bring 3 or 4 guys over and we'll hold the prayer right there in the living room. What do you think? Brilliant, I'm in. When? Right now. Go buy sleeping pills from the pharmacy, have your wife set it up, and the moment she falls asleep, throw an abaya over her and we'll roll over instantly with 4 neighborhood boys. Done, let's do it. I hung up, rushed to the pharmacy, bought their strongest sleeping pill, and convinced my wife to slip it into her mother's favorite coffee. Believe it or not, within 5 minutes, the mother was knocked out cold in the living room. We dragged her onto the floor in the living room, aligned her toward the Qibla, and covered her face so people wouldn't freak out. Unfortunately, my buddy was running late, but finally, Nabil showed up with 4 of his friends. As soon as we walked into the living room, Nabil looked around and asked, "Where's the mother? Where is she?" I pointed down at the figure on the floor. "Right there in front of you." He laughed and said, "Are you serious? I thought you guys laid out a rug." "Man, what are these hideous colors she's wearing?" I hissed. "Just hurry up, Nabil, let's pray over her and get it over with." We lined up in a single row, and the second we made the takbir to start the prayer, the mother's eyes snapped open. She jerked her head up, looked at us, and yelled, "What the hell? Why are you standing in a straight line like a backyard fence?" And right then, the craziest thing happened. Pain shot through our bodies. One guy clutched his head, another grabbed his stomach and groaned. The worst part was this one guy who had arrived limping, and suddenly he dropped down and started slithering across the floor like a turtle. It was a terrifying, surreal nightmare. We bolted out of the house, and I told Shatha straight up that I couldn't step foot back in that building or her mother's apartment. I gave her an ultimatum. You have to choose me or your mother. Sadly, guys, the wife chose her mother. I won't lie, I divorced her just to find peace and escape all these insane supernatural circuses. I divorced her, vowing to leave this bizarre chapter behind forever. Hello, Turkey? Hey, Nabil. God curse you and your former wife. Why, man? Our buddy Saeed, who came with us to your place, he just developed acute urinary incontinence. What? Urinary incontinence? His wife filed for divorce yesterday. She said she woke up in the morning and found he had wet the bed, and the whole house smelled like stray cat pee. There is no power nor strength except with God. Forgive me, brother. Please forgive me. The messenger of God, peace be upon him, said, "The evil eye is real, and if anything could outpace destiny, it would be the evil eye." And he also said, "Oh, the evil eye puts a man in the grave and a camel in the cooking pot." Shadow and Script US YouTube channel, glory be to you, O God, and with your praise. I bear witness that there is no God but you. I seek your forgiveness and repent to you.